let's get down to business. First question comes from Adam Makes Beer on YouTube. I hope somebody other than me thinks it's funny. Then when I want to talk about something, I just say that the question is from me. What is going on with your job change, Adam? When did you leave? How is the new spot working out? Thank you for asking. Things have been going great. Let's jump back a little bit. I ended up taking the Director of Brewing Ops position at Sonder Brewing, which is actually relatively close to Cartridge. So it's not like a big commute change or anything like that for me. I took that position, and this is my second week. So first of all, for those of you that are wondering what is going on at Cartridge, we have big Josh Halpert ascending to the throne of head brewer over at Cartridge, which is amazing. I have so much respect for Josh. He's so talented, so smart, such a good man. Very excited for him to be taking the helm there. And I think they're going to continue to have exciting beers coming out. And I just can't wait to see his growth as he goes there. So that is what the deal is at Cartridge. And so now I have accepted the Director of Brewing Ops position over at Sonder. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. You know, what I was doing at Cartridge was still very much on the pub side. The majority of what I was doing was pub brewer work, supplying the super majority of the beer for the tap room, a small amount of beer going out toward distro. And more recently, since the acquisition by Saucy, we have shifted models. They have shifted models at Cartridge and are doing more of a distro model. So again, the super majority of my time as a professional brewer has been on the pub side. Sonder is not that. Sonder is a full-on production brewery. I think we're looking at 8,000 barrels that they're going to be doing in 2023 with eyes for more going forward, maybe pushing up toward 10,000 in that range. Rather than just having Josh and Maggie, I've got a team of 6, maybe 7, 8 people that I'm working with, including part-timers that help out on the packaging line. It's wild, man. It's a Celsius, not imperial measurement brewery, which is it's one of those things like, you know, when you're brewing and you're doing your calculations that you're supposed to be using metric. I think I said Celsius a moment ago. You know, you're supposed to be using metric. So now I am using metric. Or I'm learning to use metric. I swear I need I want a paper slide rule thing. Want something with temperature and something with what it would be. It would be temperature and what? Temperature and kilos to pounds. I would love that. I did a quick Google search for it, or, Amazon search. I didn't find what I was looking for exactly, but I want to be a nerd and I want to have it in my pocket so I can just take it out and learn it like that. But so it is a metric brewery, so that's a little bit to get used to. And the interesting thing is the original Director of Brewing Ops there, Chase, who's still there, who's amazing, by the way. It's been so great working with him. I kind of slid into his role, and he's kind of sliding into a more umbrella role. He's still there with the company. It's still his spot, still his beers, everything like that. But Chase came from New Glarus, which does, I believe, around 100,000 barrels a year. He worked there for a long time. He worked his way up to head brewer from keg washer or canning or bottling line at the time, and just a really knowledgeable guy. And they have things there that I've never had before access to as a brewer. Their capacity to, first of all, they have CIP skids, which makes cleaning tanks so much faster, so much more convenient. They have a hot water loop that runs at 180 degrees that has UV light in line. It's crazy. So we can sterilize lines for transfer, all sorts of different wild stuff, like things you always wish that you could do. They have a 30-barrel brew house, which is twice as big as I've worked on. and it's super majority like all automated. It makes me feel a little Amish. I was telling some of my old brewer friends that it does make me feel a little bit Amish to be working on this thing, but I'm looking forward to ramping up and doing, getting my hands dirty in the brewery. But then another interesting thing is there's also going to be this management aspect that I haven't really had before. When I was training up Josh and Maggie, it's 2 people, and yeah, there's a management role there, but with a company that's a little bit larger like this with Sonder, I'm going to have like a little bit more HR responsibilities. I'm going to have one-on-ones to do. I'm really going to be focused on, working with various team members to make sure we're dialing in our standard operating procedures, that we're teaching, that we're giving opportunities for our team to grow, everything like that, and just the people management side of things, which is exciting. I think it'll be maybe one of the best uses of my skill set thus far in my career, because it blends both the beer side and the interpersonal leadership side as well. So I just feel so fortunate, and I'm just so excited. So right now is kind of a wild time though, because everything's new. I mean, it's the whole new job thing. It's like you're, drinking from a fire hose a little bit, but everybody there has been so supportive and so excited to have me on board. It's just really been fantastic. So some questions that people have asked. I will be able to have brewery content still available, but it might be a little bit of time before I can start doing that stuff. I want to make sure I've got my day job to make sure that I'm knocking out of the park first before I start doing anything as far as the channel goes. I might be pulling some video from like after my shift ends to be showing a few things, but please be patient with stuff on that side. There will be plenty of new information coming though, because like I said, I'm learning a ton right now. To work with another brewer, to get into another brewer space and just see how they do things, why they do things that way. It's very, very cool. So what I'm learning, you're going to learn. So just big things coming for the channel from an information standpoint. I'm very, very excited for it. Also, I still have, and I'm going to use some industry language. And Andy, if you're still in the chat, I've still got some brew day footage from Cartridge in the can. And so over the next year, you might see some brew days dropping from that. I'll probably do some tasting with one of the last couple beers I did there at Cartridge, some of the specialty beers we have coming out. We have a beer called Au Pair, which is a Belgian golden strong with real pear and a little bit of cinnamon. And then also we have Usual Haunt, which is a pumpkin latte vanilla stout, son. Okay. So we got a couple of cool things, seasonal beers coming out there. Look for that if you are in the greater Cincinnati, Dayton area, coming hot from the little hands of Big Rig Josh Halpert. So some cool stuff coming out there. So let's get it. I had a great interaction with a really kind gentleman that came up to me at the brewery today. If you haven't noticed, I'm rocking the new Sonder baseball hat. I figured I needed to have something for the live stream to denote the changeover. But yeah, it's been great so far. I'm going to be learning a lot, and I'll be sharing it with you. And drop any questions, concerns, anything that you have like that. So yeah. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.